On this episode of Geek Dad Life, we're going to break down the new San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Ghostbuster Plasma series, Louis Tully and Terror Dog 2-pack, aka Tully's Terrible Night. Hey everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Life. It's your host, Jay Gladfelter here. While Comic-Con was canceled and Geek Dad Life planned on being there in San Diego this year, Hasbro is still bringing us a Comic-Con exclusive Ghostbuster set. And this one is exciting because it's filling in two holes left over from the first wave of Plasma series figures. Those holes are another Terror Dog to go with our Vince Clortho, so this one will fill in as Zool, and then also the human that Vince Clortho possessed, Louis Tully. The great thing about Comic-Con exclusives is usually toy companies will pull out a lot of stops and maybe bring us characters that they wouldn't normally do in a traditional retail release. What's great about this pack is that while having a BAF Terror Dog was really cool with that first wave, you only had one, but this pack is bringing us two, and that's a great thing. While people have been asking if it is a different sculpt, by the looks of it, it looks identical to the Build-A-Figure Terror Dog that came with the first series of Plasma series figures. But that is okay by me in my book. I think there could be some variances in terms of the paint applications. When looking at mine, it definitely seems less silver than the Build-A-Figure one that I got, but even there's a lot of variances that I've been seeing in the releases that are out right now on toy shelves. So I think they will look the part and maybe be different enough for you to name them Zool and Vince Clortho and have maybe them displayed with that awesome Diamond Select Dana's Rooftop diorama. I will say when I first assembled the Build-A-Figure Terror Dog, I was a little bit disappointed. Out of all of those figures, it was the one I was least excited about. It's really hard to beat that original NECA Terror Dog, but it has grown on me, especially even now just filming it for this video. So I'm definitely going to be happily adding this one to my Hasbro Plasma Series Ghostbusters display. Moving on to the next figure in this set is a completely new one added to the Plasma series line, and that is none other than Dana's dorky neighbor, Louis Tully, portrayed by Rick Moranis. This is not a figure I expected them to make, but I think it makes perfect sense to pair with the first series figures. We got an amazing Dana Barrett. We got a Vince Clortho as a Terror Dog. It's a little confusing that if you're saying this is Zool because it was Vince Clortho that chased down Louis Tully, but still, it's a toy. You can just rename them yourselves in your mind. But still, I think it's a really cool addition. Now, from the pictures that we've seen, there's not really a great close-up shot of the head sculpt. I'm sure it's going to look good, but it seems between everyone that has kind of passed judgment on these Hasbro Plasma Series figures, the head sculpts have been the thing that people have talked about the most. And from all the pictures that have been released thus far, we haven't really gotten a good close look at how this head sculpt compares to the Mattel version of Louis Tully, which I have paired here with the Build-A-Figure Terror Dog, just to kind of give us a sense of what we can expect when we do get these in September. That being said, far away in these pictures, it looks perfectly fine. I think it'll be a great figure to add to the collection. Now, I really liked the Matty Collector Louis Tully. I have it. It is in scale with the Hasbro figure, so in my display right now, it sits there with all of the first series Plasma series figures. So I'm not necessarily wanting for one, but I'll be gladly adding it to the collection. Curiously, the colander helmet is a kind of add-on accessory. It's a separate accessory that you can put on the Hasbro's Louis Tully head, which is different than the Mattel Matty Collector version, which gave us two head sculpts, one without the colander and one on. Generally, I would prefer the way Matty Collector did it because toys that can remove their helmet generally leave the head sculpt underneath kind of funky to be able to accommodate putting on a helmet. Now, a colander is much different than a helmet, so maybe this is a much ado about nothing. But still, I'd be curious to see how it looks on the Louis Tully figure. Again, the pictures haven't given us a lot of details or really showing any video of this in hand. One of the drawbacks to us not getting this at Comic-Con, we would have probably already seen it in person. There have probably been review samples handed out, but we have to wait till September to truly find out. Still, I am super pumped and super excited for this set. It will be dropping on Hasbro Pulse in September of 2020, along with all the other Hasbro exclusives. Hopefully the online ordering experience is less stressful than in person at Comic-Con. Hasbro is one of the more stressful lines to get into. It's usually a lottery raffle. But I will say the big hot items will go first, and then by Saturday, the stuff that is still there is pretty easy. You can walk in and purchase things from the booth. It's really what are going to be the hot items from the Hasbro booth that year. We also don't know the specific date in September. I'm sure we'll get it when we get closer to the month, but still, I will be anxiously awaiting that date and that time that this 2-pack drops. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of this Comic-Con exclusive? What do you think of an additional Terror Dog as well as this new Louis Tully figure? Now that we've gotten Louis Tully, who are the characters left from the first movie that we need to have in the Plasma series? And as we wait for this figure to drop in September, definitely check out my playlist for all of the Plasma series figures. I reviewed every single one in an individual video. And then I also did a video comparing the Diamond Select Ghostbuster figures to the Matty Collector Ghostbuster figures and these new Hasbro Plasma series figures. I've also reviewed the upcoming Ghostbusters Afterlife cartoon stylized Fright Features Ghostbusters line, as well as every single Kenner Classics Real Ghostbusters re-releases. We'll see you all next time. Hasta luego and goodbye.